Mike Schmidt, he's the CEO of African Rainbow Minerals, is joining us now for a look at the company's numbers. And we have Gary Booysen, who is staying with us. Mike, thank you so much for making the time to join us. We just looked at the wall then and having a look at how the company's performed so far, rather what the market reaction has been like. We're about 0.74% firmer, so far so good. Solid performance. Interestingly, that your platinum division has done very well. Coal and copper, have we been able to see the same type of performance there?
Timmy, good morning, and thank you, Dave, and Gary, thank you very much. I think on the back of the mining environment is never an easy environment to participate in, and certainly has its headwinds and challenges. But on the back and the way we reacted as a diversified company, I think we've come out very strong, and we're very pleased with the outcome of the results, and more importantly, the announcement of the dividend that's going up. And I think it's well, and it really confirms our outlook of the past and our confidence in the future, notwithstanding quite a depressed outlook of commodity prices, in particular the iron ore. So we're reasonably pleased with what we've seen this morning.
Gary, what sort of things are you looking for from ARM when you see numbers like this come out?
I had a long, deep chat to our analyst about your platinum assets yesterday, and he could only say complimentary things. So I think, firstly, congratulations, well done on those results there. What we're interested in, we just want to find out, I mean, obviously with Amplats sort of saying that some of the Rustenburg mines might be up for sale, I mean, are you guys perhaps potential buyers there? I mean, something that you, I mean, like you partnered with Harmony in the past, I mean, would you consider buying some of their Rustenburg assets?
Gary, we can never say never. I just want to make a perspective on ARM's criteria is that our focus is on quality assets, long life, and operating below the 50th percentile. So for ARM to take a disproportionate stake in labour-intensive mining, tabular, it's something which is not on our radar and certainly not part of our criteria at this stage. But whether we do a separate type of listing or intervention where there's an opportunity for good business, we'll consider that if the opportunity is certainly at the right price.
It's interesting talking mechanisation too. We've had Goldfields recently, they're talking about mechanisation. DRD Gold has had mechanisation. That's a new kind of gold coming, not deep level.
Sure.
And the issues around mining in South Africa. How does your company fit with those issues? There's the labour issues on the one hand, the regulatory environment, uncertainty about investment in the future.
Okay. ARM, from a strategic point of view, it's always focused itself either on open cast or mechanised operations and smelters, and that's our business. So the very locality of that makes our operations a lot smaller in terms of the labour composition, and so you can manage relationships a lot better. So we've come through pretty unscathed. I don't say we don't bear the consequences of it, but we're not in the firing line as a result of that strategic focus, and it certainly is our focus going forward. So mechanisation, open pit of mines, and optimising on sweating those assets always been our key strategy and remains so.
Yeah, just also if we go back to the commodity price story, I mean, iron ore is something that I like to watch.
Sure.
I mean, you guys obviously you're looking at this iron ore price falling, I suppose, in a lot of detail. I mean, where do you guys see the bottoming out of this thing? I mean, obviously with Vale and Rio and BHP sort of upping sort of the volumes, you know, with the intention of depressing the prices. I mean, where do you guys stand on that? I mean, where do you think it's going to fall to? What is your strategy going forward to deal with that low iron ore price?
If we go back when we commissioned the iron ore, and on the back of a price, we put a price forecast long-term rail of $75. Okay. So you will understand then our business model is fundamentally secure. So whilst we'll take the weak rand and the high price, thank you very much, at these ranges we still have healthy margins. Our differentiator, equivalent to what we're seeing coming out of Australia, is that we have high quality, good lumpy material with low degradation and properties. So we are a key differentiator, and we're well sought after. And so the margins are still very healthy at these prices. Obviously, as part of a diversified company, we've been focusing, knowing that the strain's coming at us, we've been focusing quite aggressively over the last 4 years in terms of diversifying coal coming to the party. Platinum, as you rightly said, is there, and we certainly are looking at further proportionate investments, typically into platinum at the right price. But what needs to come to the table, and it will, come to the table is the coal division from next year. We'll see a significant turnaround. The disappointment out of coal, if I can just add it, was principally PCB, which is in transition from an underground to an open pit. And somewhere in the life, you have to pull the plug on the material. So this year we've built up a healthy 2 million stockpile in front of the new PCB plant, which is going to come in at significantly lower operating costs. And even under these depressed coal prices, things will turn around quite substantially for us in that environment. So yes, disappointing iron ore, and we think it's going to stay flat. We think there's even a chance of a slowdown in that. But between the 85-95 range, with the long-term rel of 100 is certainly what we've got in the target. And from a company's perspective, our diversification policy is well catered to deal with in the next 2 years.
I think Mike gave a little bit more of a hint on platinum as he talked there later. You asked him the question at the beginning. You said that the price is right and when the opportunities come. I see behind your left shoulder there on the board, Mike, we've had 0.82%. Your share price is up as we've been speaking this morning. That was Mike Schmidt joining us. He is CEO of African Rainbow Minerals.